Welcome to Technocracy News with your host, Patrick Wood. I'm your co-host, Logan House. Today, we're going to be going over Hawaii becomes first state to charge tourists for carbon footprint. Next, we will have Amazon testing humanoid robots to deliver packages. Mark Andreessen, robots to be multi-trillion-dollar industry, biggest in history. And lastly, we have Trump's Palantir-powered surveillance is turning America into a digital prison. Patrick, there's a lot going on.
Wow, there really is. I've said for a long time, by the way, that this is going to be the year of the robot.
Yeah. I remember you saying that months ago.
Months and months ago. And it's shaping up to be the year, if not the decade, of the robot.
Yep. Yep. Well, then we have Hawaii, on top of everything else that's going on, is charging people for their carbon footprint. I mean, I haven't heard much about carbon footprint and all that recently. I mean, I feel like it kind of went away, but it looks like it's coming back.
Well, listen, you're exactly right. It doesn't matter what Trump said about the United Nations and the Green New Deal and that kind of stuff. Obviously, it's not going away. And it's been embedded at the state level. And here comes Hawaii, leading the charge to tax people for the air that they breathe, or at least the air that they put out of their mouth, right? The CO2.
Yeah.
This is absolutely crazy. And this is the first state to do this. I'm sure it's not going to be the last. But, what do you think about that? It's just incredible. They mismanaged, the government mismanaged all of the fires that were burned in Hawaii over the last few years, and the big ones too. And then they have the audacity to turn around and say, well, it was global warming, so we're going to punish all the tourists. They're gonna come there, and they want to come for a night vacation. They want us to see the beach, and they want to have the fresh air off the ocean. It's incredible. So the Governor Green, isn't it interesting? His name is Green.
Yeah, exactly.
So, this guy's just an idiot. He's punishing the tourists that make Hawaii rich in the first place. You can't make this stuff up. It's absolutely aggravating.
Yeah, and they're adding they're adding on top of the normal tax you would already pay.
Oh yes.
So
yes. This is a surcharge. This is a flat out surcharge, and they haven't stopped just taxing like airlines and hotels and stuff like that. They're going after the cruise ships as well. And all the rooms that are full of tourists that come via cruise, they're going to be taxed also. What's next? Well, maybe they're going to put a tax on the surfboards, or I don't know, whatever you do. Maybe the beach towels.
Or maybe they'll tax you more if you rent a boat, or if you rent an electric or a powered scooter.
Oh, I know. It's over the top. Well, anyway, that's my curious story for this session, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Just whatever. I'm not going to go. Probably I will never go to Hawaii again in my life.
Yeah, I've never been, so.
Yeah.
Our next topic is quite interesting. Amazon testing humanoid robots to deliver packages. So I'm guessing what they're going to be doing is, once they have these Amazon vans that are already self-driving, then they're going to have a robot hanging out back there, and when they pull up to your house, he's going to walk out and
spring, right?
Walk out and bring your package to your door.
That's right. What do you think your pet is going to do with that?
Yeah,
How about what will Dolly do when she sees the robot coming for her?
she'll
You
take
think?
off. Some of them will attack, but not Dolly. She'll take off.
Well, it's gonna give her a fright. She may never recover for
Yeah,
it. Well, they used to be. We used to worry about the dog biting the mailman or something, But now, poor dog is going to break his teeth on a iron leg. So, okay, enough with Amazon. This is absolutely just incredible. And this will be coming by the end of this year. You'll see some of these robots somewhere in the country delivering back packages from these Rivian electric car or trucks. And well, that's it.
you think so? You think they'll be implementing this by the end of this year?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, they will. I have no doubt. If they set up a neighborhood, a fake neighborhood in the San Francisco area to test the robots right now, and they're starting the testing process right now. So they're doing it.
And they're having to test
And
the self-driving cars as well, right? I mean, are those already?
well, that's step two probably. You'll see at some point, not this year, but you'll see self-driving trucks, the electric trucks probably, who will be equipped with robots, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 robots, each truck to deliver the packages.
So to start out, are they going to have someone driving the car or the van?
Well, yes, right now they will, but all I'm saying is there will be a time when those, the human drivers will be fired,
Yeah.
basically. And if Amazon is going to do this because this has been their MO from the get-go when they put all the robots in the warehouses, and their warehouses at this point are so automated you just can't believe it. You have to look for some videos on YouTube or whatever to see how these robots interact with each other, how they work. It's absolutely incredible. So the staffing of all their warehouses have gone down steadily to probably at this point there's maybe 10% of the original staffing left in these warehouses, maybe less. But the same thing is going to happen on the street because when they figure out how to make the trucks self-driving, and I'm sure they could do that right now if they wanted to. But the problem is, if you have a self-driving truck, who's going to deliver the packages?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
And that's where the robots come in.
Exactly. Yep. So,
and I mean, there's already self-driving cars out there. I don't know what brand it is. What is the brand that does the Jaguars that are self-driving taxis?
I don't remember offhand, but there's so many competitors right now in that space,
and they're already in the streets. I mean, they're actually in service. People are paying to get in.
Absolutely,
self-driving cars.
We are saturated here in our area, Tempe, Gilbert, Chandler, Scottsdale. There's Waymo cars all over the place, and you order them up on your app on your phone, and they'll show up.
Have you done one?
Oh no, I haven't. I'm not so scared of being wrecked in one necessarily, but just on principle at this point, I don't want any part of it.
Yeah. I don't trust either. I mean, I've seen videos of the Waymos getting pulled over for driving down the wrong side of the road, and the cop gets to the window and he's like, doesn't even know what to do because there's no one in the seat.
It's a problem.
Yeah,
it's a problem. You're right. Yeah.
Well, the bad part is how many jobs it's going to take. I mean, there's so many Amazon delivery drivers. I mean, this is I mean, how many jobs is this actually going to take if they get all the Amazon delivery drivers replaced?
At this point, the delivery fleet has always been the minor part of the labor force at Amazon. If you consider that all the people they have, of course, they have the corporate staff. That's going to that'll remain for a while. Mm-hmm. But the warehouses were the things that's where all the people were in the first place. That was a huge staffing issue. But that's been reduced now by probably a factor of 90% due to automation. So all of a sudden, that makes this the force that drives the trucks more important. But that's going to be just decreased over time. And the day that they can figure out how they can do it with robots, it's goodbye people.
Yeah.
And so you'll see that force will be cut down by 90%.
And Amazon, I don't know for sure, but they have to be, if not the one of the number one employers in America, right?
Yes, they are. Yeah, and I should do a study just to see what their labor force has done over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But my guess is it's been significantly decreased.
Oh, I'm sure. And then this isn't going to help.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus having to have robots come to your door, deliver your package.
I just can't wait. I'm going to put up a sign: no robots or robots will be shot on site. How about
that? I guess they gave up on the drones because they were going to have drones that were delivering packages, but I haven't heard any more of that.
They're going to do that as well. Drones can be launched out of the truck.
Yeah.
So yes, that's going to be there too as well. So.
Wow. Well, we're at a break. We have to come back here in just a moment, and we'll be right back.
July 6, 2005. This is Tom Harper. Man figures plankton stopped his rare cancer. We got more of a response from our viewers than anything else you and I have ever discussed.
Tom Harper, 20 years ago, he had mesothelioma, deadly lung cancer, was given weeks to live, and he just intuitively started to eat the phytoplankton out of his fish tanks because he fed the phytoplankton to his shellfish. He was a shellfish farmer. And when he went in for the surgery, the surgeon came out of the operating room and told his family, I have not ever seen anything like it. The cancer is benign, and Tom Harper lived for years. He retired in Hawaii. We're not making any claim.
Here he is in his own words.
Started on a daily routine of just taking a bit of paste, putting it in my mouth, and wash it down with a drink of water. Within about 10 to 15 days, here I am, less pain in my back. I knew that something was going on, so I just kept eating half a teaspoon of this paste a day. I was booked to go for surgery in Victoria where they were going to do what they call a talc treatment. They went in there to have a look, saw something they'd never seen before, took 11 sites, sent them away for biopsy. I got the news back. Everything was benign. They just did not know what to make of it. Everything was absolutely clean. And I've tried dieting all my life because I'm a diabetic. If it's a coincidence or not, I don't know. My blood sugar started dropping. My weight started falling off. Here I am, no longer requiring insulin, and I was taking 88 units a day of insulin. I can eat just about what I want in moderation, and I have no elevated sugar levels, and I feel fabulous.
People, you hear the word cancer, and they want you to be instilled with fear. Cancer is nothing but a profound failure of the immune system. And what happened with Tom Harper is the phytoplankton is microscopic. It's God's microscopic food. And the Gatatana is the most nutritionally comprehensive strain of phytoplankton in the world. David Hunter studied phytoplankton for 20 years because he worked for Tom Harper and he was there in person and witnessed Tom's recovery. It's about getting pure nutrition inside your cells. And what happens, your body balances again or goes back to homeostasis. And when your body is pH balanced or in homeostasis, disease can't grow. It is literally microscopic, pure single cell plant food with protein and omega-3 fatty acids, omega-6 fatty acids, with amino acids and vitamins and minerals. One scoop a day. There's 90 billion plant cells in here just for everyday nutrition and energy and, cognitive support, because this is God's pure nutrition.
Go to melissahousegpa.com today. Discover the science and learn more about the wonderful benefits of Gadatana phytoplankton. That's melissahousegpa.com. melissahousegpa.com.
Welcome back from the break. We're going to continue on the robots. As you say, it's the year of the robots. Mark Andreessen, robots to be multi-trillion-dollar industry, biggest in history.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, if people will pay $40,000 for a Tesla or any car at this point, cars are really expensive, but let's just say somebody will pay $40,000 for a car. Do you think they'd pay $20,000 for a robot, a personal robot?
I think so.
I think they will.
Yeah.
I think it will. This will be off the charts. You want to be the first person on your block to get the new and improved X2 model of the robot. You can send when it comes time to buy your robots. Remember all the lines that formed around Apple years ago when the new iPhone was released, or there's a game system been released just recently. Same thing. People are camping out for the, well, hey, once you get your robot, any robot, at that point, when you wait for the new model to come out, you probably trade the old one out. But that's the last thing you're going to do with it. You're going to send that robot to stand in line for you to get the new model. You think?
Yeah. And to your point, I mean, 20,000 people are definitely going to buy this. I mean, I think a lot of people. I mean, I think in 20 years, your neighbors you'll be seeing robots walk to go grab their mail for them and mow their yard or whatever it will do. But I definitely don't think that's a stretch.
Yeah. The problem with Mark Andreessen is he's a loon. And I say that with respect for his intellect, for sure. But he's so far off the deep edge. He wants, he's with Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. He sees the future of humanity in the stars, not on planet Earth. No, we have to go to the heavens. And, this mentality, people should really wake up to understand how strange this mindset is, where humanity is going to be left alone. They figure at this point that the Earth is going to be destroyed somehow, and the future of mankind is in the stars. Well, robots is part of that whole thing at this point. And when he makes this wild accusation, there's going to be billions and billions of robots in the world. Really? Do you think that everybody's going to put up with this? That robots have been taking over everything? And just imagine the scrap heaps that will result from all this destruction of the environment, all the mining, all the crazy resource extraction, and they're going to build all these robots, and probably most of them are going to end up in a junk heap. this is not. He's not thinking beyond his end of his nose. So whatever. This is.
Yeah, I mean, and like you've said many times, there's going to be people who stand up and start attacking these robots if they're taking their jobs, and I mean, it's going to be a mess.
I wonder when the Teamsters, for instance, or other labor unions rise up. So far, they're not. I haven't seen any labor union leader saying we're out. We're done with robots.
Yeah,
replacing humans. I don't know why, at this point, they haven't said it more than they have. But I can see a mass uprising of labor all around the world against these people. And if Andreessen really thinks that these robots are going to take all our jobs, well, he's got another thing coming, because the people of the world won't put up with that crap. They're just not going to do it. So it's going to be interesting. We have a struggle of the century going on right now.
and are they going to build self-defense into these robots to where if they're attacked, they fight back, or what? I mean,
I know. You have to figure that the intelligence is going to be pretty significant on these things. You know, artificial intelligence. That's an oxymoron, but nevertheless, they can be instructed to do things that you would not expect necessarily. But the future is going to be iffy for sure.
yeah, I mean,
Be dicey.
and like the story we covered the other day, I think it was in Thailand with the robo-cops. I mean, if that comes here, I mean, what are they going to do when they get arrested by a RoboCop? Are they going to just let them arrest them? I think people are being more prone to fighting RoboCops than they are human cops.
The RoboCop that was in that article that we talked about earlier, the big one in Thailand, the one that stood like 2 feet taller than all the people in Thailand. That robot is equipped with a net, like a what do you call it? Like a stun gun, but it surrounds you with a net, just cast it over your head, and all these sharp things get into your body where skin is exposed and just shocks you until you're unconscious, essentially. Well, that's a weapon. If you resist that robot, you're done.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll be on the ground writhing in pain because you got spread with this net that has electrical charge. So yeah, would police forces in America like that kind of stuff? I think so.
Yeah.
Because they're already clamoring for facial recognition software, even at the defiance of the city council.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you can see there's going to be a big draw for sure by police.
We're entering a time. It's going to be. It feels like it's going to be out of a movie. I mean, it doesn't seem real, but it'll be interesting. That's for sure.
I know. I remember that closing scene in the movie The Matrix. I don't think you saw that, but nevertheless, the speech that's given to all the people on the whatever in that society is a rousing speech, and he said they've been fighting the machines for 100 years, right?
Uh-huh.
And his punchline is, "We are still here." We've been fighting this machine. We're still here. Well, that may be the end of our story in the end. So we're still here, and the machines have not won.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got 3 minutes to hit the last story. Trump's Palantir-powered surveillance is turning America into a digital prison. We've talked about this. This is John Whitehead with the Rutherford Institute writing an article about it, right?
Exactly. And I wish that John understood technocracy. He's never written about it, but he's danced around it. And he's an astute guy for sure. He's done so much for so many people over his lifetime. He has to have his say, let's say. And at this point, it's unmistakable what is going on with President Trump, with people like Palantir and Musk and all the other tech bros running around Washington, D.C. right now. We have to face the music here. This is kind of his thing here. This article, it struck me. This is one of the longest articles he's ever written.
Really?
He's obviously steamed at this point. He's very concerned.
Yeah, and this topic with Palantir, I mean, I've seen so much about it on social media recently from both sides, from the left and the right. Yes. I don't know many Americans who like this. Now, I mean, I don't think there really is any, other than the tech bros and people who benefit off of it. But other than that, I don't know an average American who wants Palantir to be compiling a database about us.
Yeah, exactly. This whole concept of a deep state, I think this is going to this will end up being recognized as a psyop. The whole issue of deep state, because what everybody's talking about, what is the deep state? How are we going to drain the swamp? Well, here you have the swamp right here with the CIA, Palantir, and all the things that Palantir has done to surveil the world. This is the deep state right here, and it's a technocratic deep state, if you will.
Yeah, and when they started Palantir, wasn't the CIA their only customer?
Yes, yes, and they put money into it, and they were the first customer for the first 6 years.
So Palantir is really a CIA.
It is
run company. I mean,
exactly.
They started it for the CIA.
That's just that. Yep. Yeah. We're going to talk about this more.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So it's not even really a private company. I mean, it's merged with the government to look like a private company, but it's really not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's control. It's tightly controlled as well. The stockholders do not control Palantir. The three co-founders are in charge of it until they die.
Wow.
So whatever they say goes.
Yep.
Period. So.
Well, we're all out of time for today. It seems like there's not enough time to talk about everything past couple weeks. Well, we'll be back next week on Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Central with 2 new episodes. Until then, take care.
Keep looking up.